The Living Community is brought to you by Unitec Departments of Communication Studies and Performing and Screen Arts. Tonight, on The Living Community, we get to meet some extraordinary people from West Auckland. We'll call into high-tech youth and learn about how they engage young people with technology, building on their skills and their talents. Then we'll get a treat with a short film created by some Unitec students. Afterwards, we'll pop over to meet with Avondale Community Action. We'll learn about the needs of the Avondale community and have a look around the Faux Arts Festival.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Living Community. I'm Hannah Rowe.
And I'm Miranda Smith. The Living Community is a 6-part series that shines the spotlight on just a few exciting initiatives that are making a big difference in local Auckland communities.
Tonight we're going to talk about the McLaren Park Henderson South High Tech Youth Network. Now, High Tech Youth Network is not just located in Auckland, it's a program that stretches out across Oceania from New Zealand to Fiji to Hawaii, and it's continuing to grow past there.
Now, their main goals are reaching out to young people in underserved communities and giving them a place to both express their creativity and gain transferable skills.
And through this process, to quote one of their 4 core objectives, they're aiming to encourage the development of a positive identity and belief in these young people's potential through linking cultural knowledge and values with technology.
Being an organization bent on working with otherwise underserviced communities, they have set up shop in Henderson, an area of Auckland known for being a lower socioeconomic status, where few services like this exist for young people.
Now, we went out to the MPHS studios in Henderson to have a look at what they're getting up to out there, and it was just so cool seeing the kids having such a blast.
That was really good.
Let's take a look at that.
The High Tech Youth Network is a network of studios that span across New Zealand and across the Pacific. I work for McLaren Park Henderson South Community Trust, and we are part of the High Tech Youth Network. It's a place where young people can come after school and they can learn at their own pace, and they're learning creative things within the creative industry. So they're doing graphic design, engineering, movie making, music making, software development. And we also started engaging with the community, asking the community what they wanted. So we walked around, knocked on doors, and it came real clear that they wanted something for young people and they wanted a place that they could meet. We met the people who run the High Tech Youth Network, so that would have been about 6 years ago. We started forming a relationship with them, and then after about 5 years, we signed some papers and said, yep, we want to be part of this. And we opened the studio in 2012.
Okay, so I'm here with Bradley.
Hello.
What are you doing right now?
So right now I'm just doing a bit of Photoshop.
So how did you find out about the studio?
Well, I used to go to Bruce McLaren Intermediate just over there, and pretty much I saw that they were building this building, and I thought I might come and check out what it was.
My role in here is to support the young people that come here after school every day, and I have to support them in a number of ways. So I have to support them with the resources they need. I have to also support them in participating productively within our community that we have here in the studio, and also support them with their relationships with the other members here and the projects that they're working on. Me and Clarence, we both grew up here. We had a lot of the same teachers as the kids, and we went to the same schools as them, so we're invested in this community already.
So we're here with Clarence, one of the coordinators in the studio, MPHS, High Tech Youth Network. Hi Clarence.
Hey.
What do you do in the studio?
Pretty much everything that happens out there is my job. So I help with photography, film and animation, graphic design, a little bit of robotics, and a little bit of code. I actually grew up 5 minutes down the road, and so there's a school just behind this building, and I went to school there. I went to high school 10 minutes down there, and my primary is about 10 minutes that way. So this is my community, and so growing up there wasn't much for kids to do. When the job opened up, I really wanted to work here. Originally, I've done a bachelor's in graphic design, but I majored in fine arts painting, which is a bit weird, and I just recently finished my master's in fine arts. Each member that comes through the clubhouse is unique, you know, so it's always trying to find that thing that gets them fired up creatively. My role in this studio is more for sort of helping them figure out who they are. One of the moments that's awesome for me is when I see the members switch onto sort of what's open out there in terms of, like, you know, what can being creative, where can that take me in terms of you know, in my studies, even as like entrepreneurs. We got Charles, for example. He's now sort of doing website banners for YouTube sort of people, like people who have YouTube channels, and he's done like 4 or 5 of them already. He's already been to Microsoft. There was a Microsoft Youth Spark conference in I think it was in Seattle earlier this year, and he was chosen out of everybody in New Zealand. So, you know,
Wow.
yeah, like watching them sort of like
Yes,
open up, open up, and also like their perspective of life, just, you know, like it's changed a lot.
What do you do here, Jedi? What do you do in the studio?
Graphic design, music, a little bit of game making, and sometimes I do animations.
The successes of the members in this community, is it finding its way to a wider community?
You know, we've had the intermediate school from across the road there. They're always, their principal's very, he's very high on us.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's always asking for projects that his students have done, and he's blown them up like A3, and they're all over the school.
So, how long have you been coming here in the studio, and how did you find out about it?
I've been coming to the studio since the start, and I found out about it because my mum just pushed me here. She's like, "Well, you're always at home on the computer anyway, so you might as well just come here."
So, how do people find about this studio?
There's a number of ways, like they can find out through the local schools. They can also find out on our website, mphs.org, or on the High Tech Youth Network website. Facebook, closer to the end of the year, we'll be having an information evening for people to come in and get involved and bring their children along and see if this is somewhere they'd like to come to. We're always looking for volunteers. You know, in their spare time they might be a photographer, or they might play guitar as a hobby, and those are really important skills that could be shared here with our young people.
So here's Brentain, one of my students here in the music room in this High Tech Youth Network, Studio MPHS, and he's going to play us a bit of his music.
That is so awesome. What a cool opportunity for those kids out that way, hey?
Yeah, I'm really jealous. I wish I could just be 13 again. In another episode of The Living Communities, we worked with Elaine Dyer, the CEO of Violence Free Waitakere, who was stressing just how important projects like this are, out west in particular.
We caught up with Ivy Camacho earlier this year to see how they're getting on, and we'll have that story for you after the break.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down. Can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Watch your driving, please, Toby. Don't want you scratching this car. And take an umbrella with you as you walk me in as well, please. I know it's not raining, but it is overcast. Jim Hickey last night did say that it's likely to rain today, so take it as a precaution.
Oh, for God's sake, Toby, you could have ironed your shirt.
Good morning, Mrs. Burns. Toby? Yes. Now, unfortunately, we've had a slight change of plans with tomorrow's service.
What change?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Johnson's had to leave town suddenly. Serious family matter. But Mr. Tyndall will now be taking the service.
Who on earth is Mr. Tyndall?
Of course, sorry. Mr. Tyndall has just been transferred here while Mr. Johnson is away. He's...
Can you get him out here right now, please?
Of course, I'll just go and get him for you.
For God's sake, it's ridiculous. One day before your father's service, the undertaker walks out on us. Father would turn on his grave if he knew about this. That's if they can manage to get him in there.
Mr. Tyndall, I'd like you to meet Mrs. Burns and her son, Toby.
I think I can take it from here, Michelle. Yes, here we are, Burns. It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am, sir. Right, well, Richard is just upstairs and down the hall in room 5, I think. Would you like to follow me?
I'm sorry, are you qualified for this?
Of course.
How many years?
Well, I've just finished my national diploma in both embalming and funeral directing, so I'm fully qualified too.
Let's just get on with this, shall we?
Of course. Room 5, which is just down the end of the hallway, and on your left. Perfect.
He's wearing lipstick?
Yes.
And nail polish? Why is my husband wearing lipstick and nail polish?
It's what he requested.
What?
Mother, he's got glitter on him too. So his chest as well.
You probably shouldn't have unbuttoned his shirt.
Why is my husband wearing glitter and lipstick and makeup?
Whatever the problem is, I'm sure we can sort it.
The problem is that you put makeup on my husband. How dare you?
Well, I did want to query about that. I wasn't too sure what colour eyeshadow he would have wanted. You see, he's going for a purple and yellow theme here, so I've given him yellow nail polish, and I was thinking maybe a purple for the eyes.
Why? Why is my husband wearing makeup?
Well, my notes specifically say that Richard requested to be buried in what he felt most comfortable in, that being drag. And I think we should respect that.
How dare you call my husband a drag queen? You stupid brat! Accuse my husband of being a drag queen! I demand to know the name of the school's drag queen!
Is everything all right in there?
Everything's fine, Michelle. Just give them some time. I'm sure she'll settle.
All right then, we have a visitor in to view the deceased down in room 3.
Of course.
Idiot!
I'm trying to help, Mum.
Help me get this makeup off your father's face.
Just ask me nicely next time.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
It's always nothing, isn't it, Toby? Your father's service is all but ruined and you're choosing now to test me? It's hard enough to grieve as it is.
Not the only one grieving, Mother.
And what'd you like me to do? Organise some counselling for you?
You could at least give me a hug.
Didn't think he had it in him.
All you do is control me and boss me around. And it's not just since Dad died. You've been doing it since the day he left.
Toby, it's hard to be happy when your father doesn't want to be part of this family anymore.
You always say that, but what's the real reason? Come on, you can tell me. Is it because he's a drag queen? Because I understand wanting to, wear some other clothes and escape reality. It kind of makes...
For God's sake, Toby, your father's not a drag queen.
Well, what was he? I know it doesn't seem like it at times, but I'm a grown man. You can tell me.
I know you are, Toby.
Please? I'd like to know.
God damn you, Richard. Your father was seeing another woman. He'd been seeing her for about 3 years. Seems that 37 years of marriage didn't mean anything to him at all. But it did to me.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
I don't know, I guess it would have seemed more real if I'd talked about it.
Awfully quiet in there now, Michelle. Do you think I should go check on them?
I'm not saying yes or no to that.
Which of you two dressed my Queenie?
Well, that would be me.
I don't want your hand. Right, my Queenie ain't dressed the way she ought to be. Her funeral's in 2 days. How can I say goodbye to her when she doesn't even look like herself?
I'm sorry, what's your, Queenie's name?
Dickie Bird. D-I-C-K-I-E-B-Y-R-D, Bird. Dickie Bird. God, you guys should have known this information. Where the hell are you going? Get back here! Where's that slut face gone?
He was never at home anyway. Now I know why. You and me are what I see as this family.
Toby.
Maybe he deserves to wear the makeup after all.
Maybe he does.
super chic at La Superica, grabbing tacos, checking out hotties. Now we're talking astrology, getting our nails did all Japanesey. Day drinking at the Wildcat, sucking real bad at Mariah karaoke. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. This is no big deal. This is how we do. Yeah, chillin' laid back, straight stuntin'. Yeah, we do it like that. This is how we do. Do 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 do. This is how we do. This is how we do. Yeah, chillin' laid back, straight stuntin'. Yeah, we do it like that. This is how we do. Do 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 do. This is how we do. This is how we do. This goes out to all you people going to bed with a 10 and waking up.
Hello, my name is Hannah Rowie. I'm here with Michelle Dern. We're at the Avondale Community Hub. Michelle's just going to show us a little bit around and tell us what happens here. It's a bit noisy, so should we go inside? You can show me around. Okay. So Michelle is involved with Avondale Community Action, and this place is sort of the headquarters of Avondale Community Action. And I just wanted to ask you, what is your role within that sort of body?
The group.
Yeah.
I'm one of the coordinators and volunteers for
Okay.
the community action group, and I was a founding member of the group when it started a couple of years ago. So the spaces it was our headquarters. We called it our hub. So we came together here. We had meetings. Volunteers came and met here, and then went out and interviewed people in Avondale. And it's just been a central place and a focus for the community. What brought us to life was that we were residents, and we were concerned that we didn't know what was happening in Avondale, and we needed a sense of coming together and making some things happen. So the space was slightly separated by having a window display that can reach out to the people in Avondale and try and invite them in. So we've put creative and fun things in the window to catch people's attention. Currently we've got Made in Avondale, which was an idea to try and promote things that aren't made in China.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of $2 shops in the main street. It was to try and promote people who actually do cool things in Avondale and give them a space to display what they do. Yeah, there's a lovely lady who lives. She makes
little
teddy
knitted
bears.
teddies. What would you say, like, from this point, what's the next step in terms of this space and in terms of ACA?
Well, this is our last day. So tomorrow we start pulling it all down. So it's the end of another era. We've had different phases, but yeah, we won't be here tomorrow. We're pulling it down. We're going to paint the walls back out white here, and it's going to turn it into an exhibition space. So we're working with or helping a local group called For the People, and they are doing an art festival starting next week.
So can you tell me, like, what is going on behind us, and what is the relationship between ACA and this event that we're all sort of sitting in the middle of at the moment?
Well, this is the Faux Arts Festival. So the Faux Arts Festival is filling this huge vacant empty space. It was a supermarket about 20 years ago. Since then it's been the old Three Guys site, and we've reclaimed it as an urban plantation.
It's kind of a really inclusive arts festival. It's not for a particular kind of...
For the people.
Yeah, it's for the people, by the people.
In 2014, the Avondale Community Action Group undertook an extensive survey to better understand the needs of the Avondale community. They approached 365 households because they really needed to get an accurate picture of what was happening for the people within the Avondale community.
People go door to door selling things, so people wondered if we were selling something. Did they have to? When they found out it was a survey, it was usually a really good response, a survey about where you live. That people, often they only had a little bit of time, or they didn't have any time, But you started talking to them, and then then we would be trying to get away an hour later.
Tatty area, which
Plans afoot to lift tatty areas, and Avondale is one of them.
So yeah, that's the language that some people use about Avondale, but we try and paint ourselves as we're a diverse and dynamic community. We do have some of the signs of what were the urban decay, infrastructural decline.
It's a bit like dental decay. Fix it.
Yeah, so it's all fixable, and yeah, we've got a good feeling that working the different angles through the kind of creative approach to actually get community switched on, through the communication and engagement of the interview, working some of the formal channels through the council, and then this public presence.
The next step is to take all the data, analyse it, break it down, make sure that we have sort of a representative sample of people living in Avondale.
One guy said it would be great if there was a library by the community centre. And you say, well, there is a library by the community centre. So people have found things out, and we've found things out, and there have been a lot of connections made just doing that.
To the Faux Arts Festival, and now still working in the backgrounds on these more kind of formal channels through the council.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like the time is right. I mean, it's way overdue.
No one can not take notice of us anymore, so the legwork's paid off. It's like we've been chipping away at little different things, and the jigsaw puzzle's just coming together. And you know what we're going to do next. You know, will be great. Well, it'll be great no matter what we do. We don't know what it is, so
Yeah.
And the people have done amazingly well.
Yes. And that combines with all different cultures and languages and makes it for a real interesting neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that most people we've interviewed are actually really proud of. You know, there is areas that are not as wealthy as others, and the kids might not have the PC and the computer games, but that makes for that they play outside, and that makes for connection. And it's really, really nice.
One of our survey questions was, do you have any plans to move from Avondale in the next few years? And I don't think I had anybody, I'm sure some people would have said yes, but I don't remember having anyone saying they wanted to move, which is a very positive thing.
Now, for further information, or if you want to get involved, just check out their website, hightechyouth.org, and look up Studio MPHS, or else you can look up High Tech Youth Network on Facebook.
Thank you so much for watching today, and be sure to keep an eye out for initiatives like this within your community. There's more going on than we may realize.
So we'll see you on the streets.